Hey, there we go. Hey, Justice fans. Thank you for joining me for episode 2 of the preview brought to us by our friends at DC Brau. Oh, I still have my green screen on. Well, imagine this is not as transparent and just a really nice sky blue with the Washington Monument in the Capitol in the background. This actually looks kind of cool too. Maybe we should talk to them about limited edition cans. But brought to you by DC Brau, who we are actually going to have to run to soon this week because we're actually running out of our first shipment. They make great stuff. And they sponsor cool shows. So thank you guys for coming. I'm super excited today. We're sticking with a lot of the same format that we did last time. We really liked how that worked. Nice, Ruth, you ordered some? Very, very cool. I have a lot of angsty friends throughout the league in different cities that are upset. So if you're able to order some, you should definitely do it. Hey, Shni. So we're just doing YouTube today, guys. I'm used to doing this on Twitch. So if I don't recognize you guys from your names on YouTube, just let me know so I can say hello and we can talk about all of the same stuff we talk about over on Twitch. 2 more years till you can buy them. Oh yeah, I probably should have done like my please drink responsibly if you're of age spiel. I don't think I have an official script for that, so that's we'll imagine living in America. Hey, we're America's team, guys. We gotta we gotta stick with those times. Hey, Liz. Hey, Liz. Oh, so Liz is joining us today. We're gonna get to Liz's segment soon. But there's some cool artwork. Liz is, for those of you that don't know, the mysterious Kevster that we think is still just an algorithm that IBM Watson put together. Doesn't have a picture, as most computers don't. And Liz is the artist that created the headshot that they used. So thanks for being here, Liz. Got to get that Cold Stone sponsorship. Imagine. Okay. All right, guys, let's get started. So today we're going to do matches of the week. So we're going to look at our upcoming matches for the Overwatch League. Today I'm going to focus a lot just on the Western region. That's most of the games that I watched. That's the region that we compete in, and then the area that I feel most comfortable talking about. We can bring up some of the East games, but we'll probably focus mostly on the West. Then we're going to going back into what's the meta. We'll do some updates. Last time we predicted a lot of Rush meta. We talked about the pros and cons of that, and we actually have some awesome statistics from the stats lab that the Overwatch League produces, so we can actually look into and see what were teams playing. Do we expect that to continue? Were teams doing counterplay? So that should be a really fun conversation. We're going to do our Tier Tuesday, so we have 2 different tiers today. One of them is going to be the mascots that Liz drew up, which are really cool. And then another one is, if you guys missed the games from last weekend, we're going to go through and say what were the most hype or the most fun games to watch. So you can go give those a rewatch because there were a lot of really good ones. If you guys follow me on Twitter, there's like a whole list of all of the really cool production updates that Blizzard did to really just level up our game this season. So there's a lot of reasons to rewatch. Chengdu, yeah. I honestly I didn't catch any of the Chengdu games. I think I definitely want to rewatch the Chengdu Shanghai one. I might do a rewatch on my Twitch actually, so we can watch that one together. I might look into that because I'm also missing some of the best casters. They gave Asia some of the best. We have good casters too. The casting this last weekend was hype, but Avril's over there, guys. We're big Avril fans here. Big Avril stands in the pre-streams. Best game was Toronto Atlanta. I don't know, Merlin. Did you see that Houston Shock game? Ooh, that was good. That was good stuff. What do you think about Dallas? So let's hear. So we're gonna talk the last 2 sections real quick that we're gonna get into. Are one of the things that's most interesting to me is, with only 4 matches to qualify, how our team is going to qualify for the playoffs. I know everyone here, your favorite team is the Justice, but if you have like a second favorite team, are they still in the running? The Gladiators went 0-2. Can they still make it to the playoffs? We'll talk about that. And then we'll just do our kind of classic Q&A, sipping of Justice and chatting. So a great question there. Yeah, Brandon, no hair, the hair, no glasses. Yeah, quick style change. Season starting up. We went with a new look for this season. Oh, thank you guys so much. The rare 6 map affair. I know, right? Yeah, best games. So yes, let's go ahead and let's dive in. You guys are used to it by now. The pre-PowerPoint, and today we actually even break out the Excel. So we're basically a Microsoft product advertisement. we'll make sure to get that Microsoft money like London is as quickly as possible. Cool. So the next 2 weeks, again, these are the matches in the West. I'm looking to see which ones you guys are most excited for. I've already highlighted the ones for me, and I can break those down a little bit. So the first one is Boston Uprising and Gladiators. This is going to be, for Boston, their first game with a totally rebuilt roster. I think some really smart changes to coaching, some really up and coming players. You guys might have seen them in what was it? The Steel Series. The Steel Series was like them and the Gladiators and a couple other teams that did an early kind of preview similar to what we did with Seoul. And they looked really competent. Valentine looked really, really good. And so this will be our first time seeing Boston, but I think even more important is this is kind of it for Gladiators. You know, they'll have played their game against the Spitfire. We'll talk about that a little bit later. I expect them to do well there. But if they don't win this game against Boston, I'm pretty sure. I mean, we'll talk about it, but I'm pretty sure they're out. They're not going to be able to make it. So yeah, I think that game is going to have really big implications for the Gladiators. Really interesting to see the newest iteration of Boston. And then obviously, I'm agreeing with Schnee here. The most hype match has to be the inaugural Washington Justice versus Dallas Fuel match. That's going to be awesome. Yeah, Liz, I'm really interested to see how Boston plays. They do have that full Korean roster. I'm expecting that to kind of play into their style a little bit, especially with Soon not making it into the league. You know, they had a couple kind of Western faces there that I thought might pull them back into more of a mixed roster, but we'll see. We'll see what they do. But I mean, this is going to be big. For those of you that watched last weekend, Dallas is looking great despite losing their hit scan player in XZ. They really found a style that worked for them. There are a couple players in the league. I count like Decay as one of them. I think Fury is one of them, who are just so strong on certain heroes that they can play their way into making it meta. And I think when we look at Sparkle on the Genji and the Doomfist, that is definitely relevant for him. So we've been working our butts off this week. You know, I hope that we're going to go into this as prepared as we can be. And it's interesting. I think after playing Dallas, a bunch of teams kind of came out of it saying like, "Oh, you know, we weren't ready for their unexpected strategy." But I think, you know, you kind of have to expect that they were going to do something like this without a hit scan player. So kudos to them. They looked great against Houston. They're a strong team, and I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be a really, really good match. And then looking at week 3. I think this is going to be super interesting. So those of you that might have caught it, Houston did, I guess I should say spoilers for those of you that didn't watch last weekend. Houston did end up beating the Shock. And so this is going to be the Shock's first game back after that loss. They have a bye week in week 2. So they're going to be playing Florida, and Florida looks extremely strong. Florida's 2-0. Kind of brushed a lot of those Scrimbucks rumors aside and showed what most of us expected, which is that they are a very strong team this year. So I think both teams have a lot of skin in the game there. I think Florida wants to show that they're one of those top contenders, and the Shock want to show that they haven't lost their edge. And then our game is going to be our second game in week 3, is going to be against Toronto. And Toronto is 2-0 right now. They're one of these teams that I think a lot of people that had a view into scrims and a view into that roster had higher expectations than the public did. I think they have a great coaching staff there. They have some really strong players. I was looking through Stats Lab, and Hisu had some of the highest. He was up there with Happy in some of his kind of elimination, damage, final blow scores. So I think they're going to be a great team. I think that's going to be a great match. I'm really looking forward to it. All right, let me see. Let me catch up on chat here. Glads beat Boston, the Steel Series. That was a while back. Yeah, the teams look very different now than the Steel Series. Even the meta. We'll dive into the meta here. I mean, we can pull that up in a sec. But I think at the Steel Series, we kind of like were in this place where everyone really liked Double Bubble, and then everyone kind of swapped over to Rush, and that was the new hotness. And now we're in this awesome place where we found a middle ground. I didn't watch much of the Steel Series, but I know in our match with Seoul, that was mostly the Double Bubble dive, which we're seeing some of. But yeah, I don't think that the preseason games kind of tell the whole story that we want. KDG is great. Yeah, Hisu was really, really strong. Do you think that Dallas would have been better or worse off? Um, I think it's honestly about the same. I think that like XC is a strong hit scan. I think they would have played well. It's interesting. So I think what Dallas benefited from, and this is probably what some of the players were alluding to when they tweeted out that like they could have played better against Dallas, is if you look at our playoff run last year, even when teams realized that we were going to run Decay on Zarya and we were going to run this double off tank, they had this predicament where it was pretty much impossible to find a scrim partner that could play that composition at the level that we did. So you actually weren't physically able to practice it because you would go against a team and you'd say, okay, you guys aren't even practicing double off tank, but like we want you to play it so we can practice it. And we know you don't really have a Zarya player like Decay, but do your best. So you're not really getting a really strong, high quality scrim out of it. And so for Dallas, it's this thing where most teams aren't running this like doom rush. And so even if you ask a team like, hey guys, we're warming up, can you please like sub in a doom and, you know, like humor us here and kind of try to simulate Dallas's play style, you're not going to get to practice at that highest level. So it's a good question. There's a world in which they're actually better off kind of being forced into that meta. That's interesting. That's a really good question. How do I compare FD God to Moth? It's interesting because I think FD God is a much more flashy player. You know, we saw a ton of environmental kills on Nepal, or no, not Nepal, Ilios, in kind of his debut map there. He looked, you know, very classic, kind of Reddit Lucio style that he's probably the best in the world at. But it's interesting because I've never listened to none of their comms, but my assumption was that Moth was a fair amount of kind of like an IGL alt tracking, shot calling ish kind of player. You usually get that a lot from your main support. And I'm not sure if FD God is doing that. And so it's something where I think we're going to see a really cool aggressive play style from FD God that's going to show up in the kill feed. But the question for us is going to be, you know, on the back end, are the Shock missing something that they wish they could have back? Which, total speculation, I'm not really sure. Dallas are the Chengdu of the West. I don't know, man. I have to watch the Hunters games. And that's why I focus so much on the West, is that I just did not watch any actually of the East games. I'll probably catch up on those, you know, as the stage goes on. If it feels like we're getting a good shot at that Hawaii trip, I'll probably go back and watch a good amount of the East games. I know our coaches are watching them though for strategy. Is Assassin going to play at all in this meta, Ostrich Man? He will play. He will play. You guys will have to see kind of when and where. But we've always been believers in trying to find good ways for all of our players to find a way to the stage. And Assassin's great, so it'd be a waste not to play him. So you guys can speculate on, you know, where we'll go to, what's the meta here? Kind of where will he play in the meta? So this is really cool. So I threw the website up here. I was gonna go to it live, but it was a little bit slow for me today. So I just took some screenshots. So this is something cool that we get from the Overwatch League stats website, is you can see all of the team compositions. And so these are actually organized from most popular to least. And on the website, when you hover over them, this is on the team fights page. So if you hover over this top category, you can actually see, I think it was 220 team fights, teams engaged with this composition. And then you can look at, okay, if they were running this, you can see over in these next two pages, I kind of clicked, okay, so if they were running Rush, which is what we call this first composition with Ryan, Diva, May, McCree, Bap, Lucio, okay, what were their opponents most likely to run? And that's interesting because you can go to the next one. So this is that double bubble we talked about, the second most popular comp, which is that Winston, Zarya, Ana Brig, Tracer, Ashe. The most common response to that was, you know, your own double bubble, or maybe you would swap to a Sombra or a Widow if your Ashe was kind of getting bodied. So really interesting. And I think what was even more interesting, and what you guys can dig into, and what I'm actually going to work with our design team to kind of pull some statistics out on, was where do you see these swaps happening even mid-map? So like Blizzard World is something where first point was pretty rush heavy, but once you get first point, you swap to double bubble because you want something with Winston Zarya that really takes advantage of high ground, or if there are long sight angles, you want to have that Ash or that Widow. And so there's a lot of maps. I think King's Row is another one where you kind of see, based on the point architecture, swaps to different comps. And this is just really cool. I remember last season, I mean, obviously in GOATs, basically you could have just you could have just kind of highlighted like this first row, like that's all it was. There's just one composition. And then last season, we would see a lot of mirror, not a lot of counter picking. But there's really good diversity right now. I think the meta's in a really, really good place. You can see, you can kind of see on the left side, like this row right here. I think if you click this on the website, it just shows Dallas fight win rates because they were the only one that ran this Doom Rush. And then the Echo double bubble, I think, was like 90% Houston. They had Dante on there, and they were looking really, really good. Yeah, Vishwa. Yeah, I think this is like like I said, I think this is like 90% just Dallas running the Doom Rush. Does Tuba play Mei? Yep, Tuba can play Mei. So can Assassin. And so can Jerry. Frankly, we saw this like with the Shock, right? You often think about Super as someone who's just going to play primarily the Rhine, but especially if you're in like a King of the Hill style map, maybe two of the maps are rush maps, and one of them you just really need to run the double bubble. And I think Super did that. I think he ran Winston on one of those maps. So yeah, I think we have pretty good flexibility. We're pretty happy with the rosters that we can run right now. So yeah, the meta, we're kind of in this cool combination of there's like two different metas, and it's very, very map dependent. We've seen teams that can flex out of the required meta to meet their needs. If they have like a really special Echo player like Dante, a really special Doom player like Sparkle, and yeah, we're really excited. I think we have a lot of our bases covered. I think Fury's one of the best divas in the game. Mag has great main tank flexibility. Decay can play anything. So yeah, we're really, really excited. I think this is a fun meta for us because we get to show off a lot of different pieces. Very cool. Okay, so getting into, where are we going here? Number 3, Tier Tuesday. All right, so we're doing YouTube today. We're gonna see like if we like this better or if we like Twitch better. I really liked the polls on Twitch. I don't know if I can do polls here. I don't think I can, but I'll rely on you guys in chat here to give me some opinions. So let's pull this one up. All right, most hype week 1 in the West matches. So which matches, if you didn't watch any matches and you're going to go back and rewatch, which were the most exciting ones? So as a reminder, these were the matches that we had. Even kind of organize them a bit. It's nice and clean. I was going through like doing a lot of this, and it's like, you get 8 matches, like a set number of teams. It's good. It's good. I like the league's format this year a lot. You just want to see Tuba Tracer again? Hey, you might. The Battle for Texas. So for me, this stands out for anyone that was watching for like a variety of reasons. I like to start like setting a baseline of like what is S tier, and this game was insane. Like 6 maps. The calling, the casting from Matt and Uber was fantastic. Like they instantly found a flow. There was back and forth. There was the threat of the reverse sweep. There was like cool tactics. This was like, I think it's already like the matches from that day are like top. I think all of the opening matches are like top 5 on the Overwatch League YouTube channel. Like the matches were so hype already. But this one like stood apart even beyond that. That was so good. All right, let's see here. Outlaw Shock, yeah. Houston Shock. Okay, everyone agrees. All right, nothing controversial here. Both Houston games for Austin. That's true. Yeah, we had the Battle for Texas. Let's do that one. Yeah, so that was another, like going to 5 maps is hype. Battle for Texas was hype. This is probably up here too. I think this one's up here because of Houston and what Houston did was crazy. And I kind of want to put this one here because this was like people were so down on Dallas and they were like, without XC, what are you gonna do? Hit scan, like McCree is required in Rush. a tracer is required in double bubble. Like, you guys don't have a tracer player. And not only was Sparkle's Doomfist fantastic, but his tracer was very, very, very good. And I mean, like, going up against, yeah, like the likes of like Dante and their, what was their other match? Yeah, and Birdring. I mean, those are not slouches, and he was going toe to toe. So yeah, that was super, super hype for me. Those are, if you're gonna go back and watch two games, I mean, they're long ones because they're 5 maps, but they're so good. Toronto versus Atlanta, you guys liked. Dude, yeah. Oh, okay. Last comment on these. The Havana map of the Houston San Francisco game was nuts. That was so cool. Yeah, shock outlaws. There's no other answer. Defiant Rain. You guys really Defiant Rain? Oh, that was weird. What was that? Weird. Kind of. PowerPoint. Don't let me down here. Come on, guys. What do you guys think about? What do you guys think? What tier for Defiant Rain? And that was. I like they were doing another 5 map one here. I don't know if it was quite S tier for me. Yeah, I think more like A tier. Yeah. Toronto didn't win. Atlanta lost it. I think that's a fair point as well. Toronto looks good though. I like Toronto. Toronto has good fundamentals, good coaching. Yeah, we're all kind of agreed. A tier. The 5 mappers you got to put in the upper half, right? Those are at least close games. Those are really good. The other Dallas game, this was also pretty. This is probably A tier for me as well. You guys let me know if you guys think differently, but this was super surprising. I think just for like the fact that everyone thought, I think every single power ranking had Gladiators in the top 3. Some people had them top 2. This kind of like cemented, right? This really like up here, everyone was like, oh, Dallas cycle of misery, losing to Houston, which people didn't really realize because it's like the order of these, right? Is this happened first, and people didn't really realize how good Houston was in this meta, and then Dallas just came out and was like, yep, we're actually pretty good. C tier if you're a Glads fan. That's true. We're trying to be agnostic of team support here because as a Glads fan, that was not it. All right, the Mayhem. I liked the Mayhem games. This one was really good. I think this had good hype going into it. There was like a good amount of trash talking. This is like right between A and B for me. I'll probably put it in A. This was kind of like, Florida getting the chance to be like, you guys can stop sleeping on us now, right? Like it's always so hard as a team. Like when you see people like trash talking you, like you want to like post your scrim results online and be like, no, look, we're a very competent team with like good pieces and stuff. We can do well. Mayhem Atlanta AB. Yeah, Shani. Yeah, Shani. I feel like we're often on the same page with these rankings. Philly Soul. Yeah, I heard Philly Soul was really good, and I think Avril was casting that, right? And that's the level of hype in casting goes so far in these things. It's so good. Both Vancouver games are immediately D tier. I don't know. The Mayhem one was pretty one-sided. I'd put that maybe down in like C. I mean, the thing is with Vancouver, maybe this is like B. Like there was like a moment here where I thought this match could get turned around and then it didn't. But the crazy thing is like as much as I think every single power here, we'll go back to like we'll talk one-on-one. As much as the power rankings had Vancouver as a lot of people have them as the worst team in the West, they're taking maps like Toronto and Florida are both 2-0, right? Like they are both undefeated right now. And a lot of people will have Florida in their top 3 or 4, and most people should have Toronto. They will move up in the power rankings, and they should have them higher up. And the fact that Vancouver is still taking maps off of these guys, like I tweeted about it, people really have to be like taking map differential more seriously. Like you have 4 games. We're gonna get into it. The session after the tiers with Liz. The next thing I'm most excited about is talking through this playoff story with you guys, which is probably gonna be most of the stream. Is this really interesting thing that like Toronto and Florida, because they ended up 2-0, they're probably maybe not gonna regret it. But if they had gone like 1-1, that map, like losing a map to Vancouver, like credit to Vancouver, right? Like we shouldn't be taking this away. We shouldn't. I don't like people that say like Toronto or Florida played bad when maybe just Vancouver just played really well. Um, the Titans look lost. Yeah, I mean, again, but like if that was the case, if you're trying to really grind your frequent flyer miles on these trips to Hawaii, you gotta be able to put these away. I think this one definitely started 2-0. I don't remember if this one started. I think this one might have been 1-1. But I was also surprised. I think like 3 or 4 times last weekend, teams that were up 2-0 and ended up winning 3-1, dropped that third map. So that was interesting. We'll see. People had Glads at top 2. Yeah. And they have the same map differential as the Titans. That's a really good point, Disengage. Yeah. Oh, here I was kind of pointing. I forgot that my face was on the camera. So what's our last one? This one, this was fine. But this is B tier. This is kind of before things got crazy, right? This was I think everyone kind of would have predicted this score, but they thought that what they were seeing was like a 1 seed versus a 2 seed, whereas right now that is not their seeding, right? So this was at the time not crazy hyped. But we'll see. We'll see what the implications are, especially for the Gladiators. Yeah, Squalex. That's how we're gonna say it. I also am predicting that the Outlaws are gonna go 4-0. I have that in my little section. Are we gonna forget about who Toronto is playing? They have their strats. Everyone has their strats. We'll see. My voice is a little sore. We're gonna presented by DC Brau. I gotta work on these ad placements, guys. We're not gonna get any more sponsors at this rate. But thank you again to DC Brau. All right, so this going to. Oh no, just kidding. We're still in Tier Tuesday, but easy potential for one of the coolest Tier Tuesdays we're ever gonna do. So I mentioned at the beginning of this stream, Limit Liz is who the league hired to do Kevster's profile picture. Got a ton of vision in the league over the weekend. Oh yes, Liz is still here. I wasn't sure if we lost you, Liz. I'm glad you're still here. But these are so cool. So guys, check out Liz's Twitter. They do all kinds of cool design for Overwatch League and other stuff. But these are so cool. Like I was so excited. This got passed around. Like if it was like the 90s, this would have been like a really long email chain between all of our staff. We were all like reacting and saying which ones were our favorite. And at one point we were comparing staff to different icons. But these are super cool. And I'm excited to tier rank them. And I want to see what you guys think as well. Yeah, Liz. So Liz is in chat here. Yeah, Liz. Please let us know a little bit about kind of what you're working on and stuff, if that's okay with you. All S tier. All of it is immediately S tier. But yeah, this is really, really cool. Some people actually didn't like what their team had, but that was foolish. So I'm gonna let Liz do a quick little intro, and then we will get into the tier rankings because I'm very excited. Look at that. There you go. That's a resume. So I actually do a lot of like esports career stuff and advice and talking about that in my streams. And that is a resume. Gladiators, TSM, and FaZe. Those are the big names. So as Schnee, again, same mind, same brainwave here. I'm the creator of the famous Legacy face. The resume keeps going. It's so cool. I'm so impressed. Oh, there you go, Kevster. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone knows what that is now. Like that's so iconic now. That's a forever point of pride for you, I think. So yeah, see, look, there we go. Marmalade. People are realizing. So with that in mind, we remade our tiers because this is realistically the only way that you can look at these. Every single one of these is an absolute banger. So the absolute worst, the one that we like the absolute least, is still S tier because community content is awesome, and it blows my mind that people can be critical of the stuff that people make for this community. So kudos to Liz. Again, check out Liz on Twitter. They also have, I think, in their Twitter profile, in their pinned message, all of the cool ways that you can support them and view their art. So give them a quick look. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to start again. I'm going to start out with a baseline with easily my two favorites. This, I think those of you that are pre-fans will know why this is here. I actually opened this and on my computer when I was getting this ready, and my wife was here, and she just like stops and she's like, "Is that Luna?" And it's not, but I might have to talk to Liz about commissioning some art of my Boston Terrier. So easily S. So we're gonna call this quad plus tier. And then Florida has rebranded once, right? So Florida went from their kind of McDonald's colors that everyone memed to the very, very cool Miami Vice colors. But like Swing Chip has been like tweeting a bunch of alligator gifs. And I actually think this I know they did like the little like palm tree bomb thing because it fits with their parent company better. But the alligator vibe just seems like it fits that team so well. And I love it. I love that this mascot, they kept the little bomb. I love the colors. I love the alligator. So yeah, these two, far and away my favorite. I also like how the colors of Boston are kind of mixed in. And you get there's so many little bonus points here. So much little lore baked in. You get the little Tea Party reference. Come on. Very S quad plus easy. All right, what's next? Which ones do you guys like? Gator Slayers. They should, honestly. Like if they were gonna do, because if they were gonna do homestands, you're gonna have like a bomb walking around. Like that's a liability. Like they should embrace the gator. I think this one definitely Philly. Philly also jumped out to me as like very cool. This is also one I wouldn't have thought of if someone was like, oh, make a mascot for someone called the Fusion. I would have been like an atom, like a molecule. It would have been kind of weak. This is, oh man. See, I did this because I did like the casters thing where I put them all in S. I know that you guys didn't love that. So I was like, okay, this is a way where we can like rank them still, but we can still make it clear that they're all fantastic. But like I'm putting way too many of them up here. Maybe like one or two more. Oh yeah, the Nixle one. So this is one. There were many jokes about this one in the office because there are New York is known for rats, but DC, I hate to break it to you guys, DC has some rats of its own. So I also like the pizza. I like New York pizza. I like Nixle as a team. I think they're going to do well this year. That's my hot take of the East. Gritty is underneath the hazmat suit. That's fantastic. That's true. Philadelphia, their city has their own mascot. Gritty is pretty great. Move the New York one down? No! Look, it's so cute. I like the Nixle one. I like it. Okay, we'll put some. Let's see. Wow. I need to put one more in the quad plus tier, and then I promise, chat. This is the last one, guys. It's a chicken nugget. It's Paris Eternal. They're like a rooster / chicken, but they're a chicken nugget. It's hilarious. I love it. It's quad plus. No debate. Jin with the puns. Yes, the nugget. I was gonna make a reference here to like early in like the Disney days, you could see where they reused animation to like save time. And so Liz also does emotes. And I saw this had a striking resemblance to your food emotes, but I'm here for it. I support it. Easy still quad plus. We take these. All right. San Francisco, I don't know, guys. Okay, this is one that I can probably take out a quad plus. Plus. Things about San Francisco. One, they're bragging about their trophies. I don't know about that. We don't is that I guess, I mean, it's actually, even that's accurate. It's like so much of their personality is winning. But also it has like the weird feet. I don't know. Can you make pre-emotes? Oh, I should I should talk to Liz about that. I don't know. This one, we'll put this one in the middle. I don't know. I don't like that they're rubbing it in. Ooh, sorry, sneezed. I know they're Bridgie is cool concept, but like we don't need the mascot to be like, hey man, we beat you that one time and then we beat you again, you know? The feet. Oh, I like the spark. The spark one's really good. I like all of the ones that like also like work in team lore. So like I forget what it was, but like the spark, it's not the seal. It got like semi-official, right? You're at a loss for shock. That's fair. That's fair. The seal was like there's like a cute little white seal. I don't remember if it was like the official spark thing or like a semi-official thing because they're like the anime girl from the finger gun thing. But yeah, I like that we worked it in. I like that it has both. Good mascot. Oh, the London one's also super good. Have I seen Liz? Is this like something that like somebody else? Did someone else do the squirrels? Was this like a watch point thing where someone did like a squirrel design like Zoe or someone, or was this all you? Because I love this, but I feel like I saw the squirrel before. But it's a perfect fit. It's perfect for the Spitfire. You get like the pilot goggles. This is so good. This is also one that like I can imagine this being a commission where they were like, "Hey, we need." Oh look, and you even get like the one championship. Oh no, I'm breaking my tears. You can get like the one championship reference there. That's really good. Really good. Triple plus. All right, what else we got here? Washington. So I like Washington, but we've run into this thing before. So you guys might remember that last year, for like the playoffs, they kind of like gave the teams mascots, and they came to us with their idea, and they ended up going with a knight, which was kind of cool because like you had like the shield from the knight, but like it's not the knight doesn't really it's not specifically evocative of Washington D.C. I like the eagle. But I think I also have a soft spot in my heart. If you guys have seen at the Nats games in DC, they have big head presidents that run around. And so this idea of like old presidents with inflated heads is kind of in my heart as what needs to be the symbol of DC sports teams. Chargers looks really good. Yeah, like, I mean, like a couple of these are like very much like could have been like commissioned by teams to be their official mascots. These are so legit. Oh, I love the Valiant one. The Valiant one is so cute. It's like perfect. It's perfect for its little helmet. It's perfect for the vibe. People would buy merch with this on it. That's a triple plus. Easy triple plus. But which president? I like the Theodore Roosevelt one. They have him. He's like straight cheesing. He's got his glasses. That's a really good one. The Knights, yeah, Shanine, the Knight was good. Yeah, the Knight was good, but I don't know. DC's just hard. DC's hard to do stuff for. Yeah, like Liz, this is an ambitious project. Like, oh, this one's really cool. This is like a lot of cities just don't have, which is why like why even like a lot of Overwatch teams, like, you know, people were very critical of like New York when they first came out. Like they were like, what is an Excelsior? How do you cheer for an Excelsior? How do you cheer for an Eternal? So this is not easy. This is like halfway between triple plus and quad plus. This is super cool. This is another one of those things that like this is already very inspired by their current thing and could just be like a cool, like if they made a cartoon of Houston and they needed a character, like this would be the character that like walks you through the intro. Oh yeah. No, I've seen those. Yeah, cassette tapes and soda cans too. I've definitely seen those on Reddit. Chengdu, this is so cute. This is so cute. This is a triple plus. S triple plus. Also, they're kicking butt right now, so you know you get a performance boost. What else? All right, which one of the ones that we have left chat? Which one is your favorite of the final 8? I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna bias you guys. I'm gonna have a sip of my sip of justice here while you guys debate it out. Brandon, it's right here, dude. It's right here. But I agree. Good plug. Good plug. Charge. A lot of people like, yes, that's, see, Liz, this is another one where it's like, I wouldn't even know where to begin. I'm just not particularly artistic. So like, I would have been like, charge. It's their mascot is Chargy, the lightning bolt. And then they would have been like, well, what are you going to do for the spark? And I'd be like, I don't know. I'm not an artist. This is good. This is a triple plus. This is cool. This also just looks really cool. The lightning effect on this is really, really cool. The armadillo's good. So this is the crazy thing for me. I lived in Texas and I did not see a single armadillo. I lived in Austin, so I lived in like a city. But I literally have never seen an armadillo outside of a zoo. I think I missed out on a quintessential Texas experience. Don't feel bad. You have stick figures with scoliosis. That is a fantastic insult. That's something that you would like throw at someone like it's like a your mama joke, but like your art is so bad, your stick figures have scoliosis. Armadillos aren't real. Oh, I actually like Vancouver. Someone like posted this on Liz's Twitter where they were just like look at his face. Like the lack of emotion is terrifying. He's like a serial killer. This is actually, I'm moving this one up. We're filling up the triple plus tier, guys. This is just too good. Look at the face. Look at the eyes. Nightmare fuel. Fantastic. Great mascot. Big fan. Staring into the empty soul of the Vancouver Titan. All right, five more. Gladiators is good. I like the style. I was gonna be mean. I was gonna say, but if we bumped Chengdu up for doing well, do we bump Gladiators down for not doing well? That's mean. But we're gonna leave them there. Soul is cute. I like Soul. They've been doing. They just did. What did they do today? Arnold retweeted it. They did some. They've been doing a lot of like tiger art that's been very cute recently. You can't believe Titans is 3+, but Rat is 4+. No, see, it is 3+. The Rat is okay. What is this? Marmalade, you gotta chill with the Rat hate. The Rat, embrace the Rat. All right, Atlanta's good. I like the crown, the reference to rain. We'll put them here. Solid double plus. All of the regular Overwatch League mascots, if you guys are wondering, are like they max out at A tier, which is why we can't even see them. Like the normal ones, they're all the way down here. These are eons better. Pizza Rat is the heart of New York City. Agree. Oh, I really like. Oh no, wait, we can make it fit. I like the dragon one purely because of its mood. It is a vibe. It's doing this little dance. Big fan. Can't quite justify being with the chicken nugget. So, triple plus. And then Toronto will go down here. Similar vibes to Rain. I like it. I like the color scheme. Yeah, this is good. I like this. What do you think, chap? Other than Marmalade feeling that this is the correct orientation, which it's not. That's an honest mistake. Oh, I like that. Liz, are you a basketball fan? Because that's the Toronto team is the Toronto Raptors, and this definitely has the markings on the back are very vibe of their basketball team. Ooh, that's a good reference. I like that. I can't pump it up though. I'm out of room. This is where it lives. This has to be its house now. The dragon is definitely nuggy level. Okay, fine. We'll move. Well, in lieu of listening to your rat hate, we will move the dragon up to both declutter the triple plus tier and reward just the absolute cheese-in that is going on here with the dragon, which I really, really like. It's a good mood. Oh, that's really cool. That's a good idea to kind of get inspiration from the existing ones. Does Spark still do their cartoons? Um, did the Spark play? Again, I'm so out of the loop in the East. I definitely did not see their cartoons. The Nugget. Have you ever regretted something? Don't regret it. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy to me that people will that people will put like all of this work into like this stuff for free. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, Liz, but I don't think anyone paid you to do this. This is just like you just vibing, doing cool art. I'm thrilled. I had fun. Spark play this week. Spark and Nyx will have it. Okay, so yeah, so I mean, it would be really terrible if Spark didn't do it. That's one of the coolest things from that team. Oh yeah. Chengdu. They don't just do cartoons, right? They do. Here, we'll go back to the face. They do like little like animations that are super cute. Yeah, they do. Chengdu does really cool stuff. Spark does really cool stuff. Um, the people will love the Nugget. Yeah, they should love the Nugget. The Nugget was great. So very cool. I'll do one more plug here. Thank you so much to Limit Liz. Check out their Twitter. Support their art. Lots of cool stuff coming, and I actually am definitely gonna connect with you later, Liz, about stuff for, if not my personal channel, for DC, because this is all really cool stuff. Okay, so last section, and we might not even have that much time for AMA stuff, guys. So if you have questions, thank you, Liz. This is really cool. This is we haven't done like community content submission yet, and this is like S quad plus tier community content I just yoinked off of your Twitter. So thank you. So yeah, path to playoffs. So this is the last section that we're probably gonna have time for today. I wanted to do this because we did like a really brief Twitter Spaces, and Arena, our community manager, brought up a really interesting question, which was for a team like the Gladiators or any team that has gone 0-2. Can they still make the playoffs? Do they even have a chance? Yiska, who's a reporter in esports, made a really good comment that if the Gladiators don't win out, so if they don't win their final 2 games this weekend, they won't play for a month, because they played the first 2 weeks, so they'll have a bye week the last week, or the last week of this cycle. They'll miss the playoffs if they miss a game, so that's another week. They will miss the first week, or like there's like a week that everyone has off to learn the new patch after the playoffs. And then I think they must have, because he said a month, so they must have a first week bye in the June joust. So they literally won't see the stage for 4 weeks, which is absolutely insane. So nice. Yeah. Nice, Washington Justice. Thank you for joining chat. So really interesting. So I let me pull up my handy dandy Excel sheet that I talked up so much. So this is the current standings in the West. Let me see. Actually, I'm going to, just for right now, move my overlay so we can see this. Or actually, maybe, what if I, wait, can I, yeah. Nope, that wasn't it. This is, you guys are seeing my, here we go. There we go. All right, we are still compliant with the sponsors. Thank you, Events DC and PenFed. So current standings: Florida 2-0, Defiant 2-0, Houston 2-0. Those map differentials we talked about. Houston, who despite looking very good, they did go to map 5, which means they only got a +1 out of each map. Dallas and Shock both split the difference there. And then, some folks were talking about, Vancouver and Gladiators. I mean, this talks a lot of this. A lot of months, it's going to come down to opponent strength as well, right? If you just kind of get unlucky and you happen to play the 4 best teams in a given meta, you're going to have a bad time, and you might miss out on that playoff series. But, there's 4 of them. You have a shot. So if we pull up what I had up earlier, which is our week 2 and our week 3 matches, we're really excited for those middle games. I'll be reacting and watching those. So join me on Twitter or wherever Justice stuff is being posted, and we can kind of lose our heads over this together. But yeah, I thought we kind of go through these as a group here and kind of make our little predictions and see. So the way that the playoffs are working this year is it's top six make it into the play-ins. So half the teams will make it into the play-ins. 1 and 2 get a bye. 3 through 6 will play each other. Winners of those play 1 and 2. Winners of those go to Hawaii. Yay, Hawaii. So let's go through these really quick. I'll just do kind of I'm basically just going to be kind of like boring here, and I'll just predict the team that's higher on this scale, or that tended to be higher in people's power rankings. I'll just kind of arbitrarily usually say that those are the winners. And we'll kind of go from there and we can see where we land. So these two, I think most people are saying that Paris is the stronger team there. So they would go to 1-0. For most of these, we'll say that these are just like one map differentials. Again, like we saw that, I think even Vancouver, teams that might have thought like we're struggling, even when they played Florida, they were still able to take a map there. So we can say, so Paris wins this. I think Gladiators, I still have faith in the Gladiators here. So again, you guys, if you guys feel really differently in chat, let me know. But we can say, Gladiators, they go to 1 and 2. They go to, that'd be -3 here. London goes to 0 and 1. Houston is on a roll right now. I don't think anyone's gonna kind of bet against Houston. Maybe they get a 2-map bump there. So that would be a win over Paris. We go to 1 and 1, -1. So this one I'm gonna leave. We're gonna italicize this because I'm gonna leave this one empty for a sec, because this one's gonna be really important for the Glads, and so we can kind of answer the question. How good do they have? So this will be like our big kind of thing here. How good does Gladiators have to do in this game to make the playoffs? I think we're gonna, this is the Justice stream. We're gonna get the dub. It's gonna be a 3-1. It's gonna be the prediction there, despite the fact. I mean, Dallas looks good. They look good. So we'll see what we can do. Again, Houston. Oh. Too many shortcuts. Houston. I said earlier. I think they're gonna get the 4-0. I think they're gonna get the 4-0, and they're gonna get up to maybe like a +6, maybe a +5. We'll call it. So that'd be 0 and 2, maybe at -2 there. Boston Fuel. Here, you guys, chat, help me out with this one. What do you guys think? Boston, we haven't seen yet. This one's a hard. I can't really kind of fall back on previous performance for this one. What do you guys think here, Boston or Fuel? Fuel 3-1. A lot of them are going to be super close. Fuel. Okay, people like Fuel. All right, we'll do Fuel. So Fuel will go to 2 and 2. They'll finish even. Boston. So that would be. Well, yeah, we left that one to not be predicted yet. So that'll be like maybe 1 and -1. Super rough. We're not holding this too close. We're just kind of making guesses and then kind of seeing what that does to who can make the playoffs. Fuel, just because we've seen them play. Yeah, that's a safe bet. When you haven't seen, like, we know at the very least that Dallas can be competent in this meta, which you don't know. You're kind of rolling the dice, and I think Justice stream, we're gonna throw in the Titans as well. We'll say the Titans. They've gone 1 and 3 twice. They definitely know how to take them out. Okay, week 3, Paris, Atlanta. Oh man. Do we do a hot take here? Okay, I'm gonna pull chat again. Paris, Atlanta. What do you guys think? Schnee 3-0 with for Washington. Maybe. We'll see. Pure justice domination. What do you guys think? Paris, Atlanta. Paris, 5 maps of forcing rush. 3-2 Atlanta. Yeah, I think 3-2 Atlanta is a really, really good guess here. So we'll say Atlanta gets their first win there. -2. Paris is going to go to here. Let's see here. sticking with the Boston or sticking with the Washington. We're not on the mascot site here. We're still sticking with the Justice. We'll say maybe this one goes 3-2. Maybe this one goes 3-2. I do think Boston get this one. I think they're gonna get at least. Oh, we got to update them from the previous one. We go here. We'll say that they do get the win over London, like that. Swapping sides now. Hey, we'll see. This next one. So this one I'm gonna call for us because we are the Justice. But what do you guys think here? Shock and Mayhem. Really curious what you guys think about that one. Shock beat Mayhem. Yeah, Shock. They are one of those teams that I think they learn from their mistakes. There are teams that they can get. I don't want to say that they can't tilt because they have some tilters on their team, but they learn. Yeah, Shock come back strong. Shock angry. Yeah, lots of Shock believers in the chat. All right, we'll say they come back in 3-1. They give Florida their first loss there. But then Florida Eternal, I'm back on the Florida bandwagon there. They'll get their 2 maps back. Like that. Defiant, London. Defiant are rolling, to be honest. Oh, wait, did I miss them earlier? Oh, yeah, I didn't give them the loss that I think we're going to get. And then they're rolling. I think they do okay against London. Oh, I missed a London earlier, too. This is London. We'll see. I don't. This is a good meta for them. I'm putting this in here, but this is again we're doing this more for kind of figuring out how our team's gonna make the playoffs more than like straight up predictions. And then I think the Shock do win out here, like that. Does everyone have 4 maps except Gladiators in Boston? Did I do this right? Boston 3 3 4 4 4 4 4 4 4. Nice. Okay, so we'll do our quick little reordering here, like this. So let's see. We have the Justice reigning supreme. Pun intended. Let's see who's next. Houston. I do think they have a really clean shot at that 4-0. Actually, you know what? I should be cutting these. This is fine. So we would have the Shock and Mayhem in that 3-1 spot. We'd have Toronto in 3-1. So this is it. So this is exactly where I was hoping this was going to get us. So this is how we're doing it, and this is kind of how we think things are going to happen. Even if the Outlaws drop a map, even if we drop a match, or even if we drop a match, there's 1 spot left. The next strongest team is going to be Dallas. So what do the Glads have to do? They would, if this model holds, right, if this kind of general inclination is happening, they would have to 3-0 Boston. They 3-0 Boston, they go to 2-2, they get an even map split, and then and then this comes down to like some weird tiebreaker of, well, actually, wait, did they play? Was that, they did, right? Am I crazy? Most hype matches here? They did play, and Dallas won. Yeah, I'm losing my mind already. This is way too many colors. So if it, oh man, that is so tough for the Gladiators, because if it is, I'll have to look at what the tiebreak rules are, but if it's head to head, Dallas has them there. So like, what does that mean? I think that means that they would have to like maybe 3-0 both games. And so again, like this is where we're back at that conversation where I was talking about earlier, where like, are you going to look at these like 3-1s or whatever. Like, could they have snuck out one more map here or snuck out one more map here? Like, there's going to be some massive regret from some of these teams on like, oh, we could have just squeezed out just one more map win that would have got us into the playoffs. So we'll see. So this is more or less kind of my predictions here for, we'll throw in this would be, so if they got 3-0, this would be, I don't think they're going to get 3-0 though. I don't think that's possible. I don't think it's going to happen. But we'll see. We'll see how motivated people are. But this would kind of be a super, super rough guesstimation of where things could end up. So yeah, so basically, how to answer kind of the question that we started with here, how do the Gladiators make the end of season playoffs? They go 2-0 in these two games, and they 3-0 in both of them. is basically what I'm getting at here. I think that's their best shot. So we'll see. I mean, not impossible. The Gladiators are a great team. Some really, really talented players. So we'll see. We'll see what they can do. But they're not out of it, right? So that's something I think in the Spaces conversation, I think I might have implied that they were more out of it than they were. There will be teams that go 2-2 that make the playoffs. I think statistically, unless a lot of teams get stomped 0-4, 2-2 teams will go. And so for the Gladiators, it's not enough to win. Like they can't be happy if they go to 5 maps with London, or if they go to 5 maps with Boston. It's not gonna do it. You can't end up being +1. You have to 3-0, you have to 3-1 to really to have a shot for them in the playoffs. If Boston 3-0 Glads, they will knock out Fuel. Yeah, I mean it's the like these like you guys can't see my screen. Week 3 is gonna be absolutely insane. So that's the thing, for like even for the Gladiators, even if they do win out here, there's still going to be implications based on how everybody else does the next week. So like every single one of these maps or matches is going to have playoff implications. So it's going to be super, super hype. I'm really excited. Very cool. All right, so another successful preview. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I want to kind of refine our process a little bit more. I really like the tier rankings. Thanks again to Liz for being a good sport of letting us go through those. We might, maybe in the future, we'll do we'll watch some of the games from the Eastern region together, because I do feel bad. I think in one of my tweets, people were commenting that the production in the Eastern region wasn't quite as good as it was in the West. So we want to give those teams some love. So maybe we'll watch those in the future. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Twitter, DMs, in chat here. What you guys like about the show, what we can be doing better for next time. And I will see you guys in a couple weeks. And we will see you guys this weekend. Make sure you tune in. Our first game against Dallas is going to be a really, really good one. So I hope to see you guys there. Thank you for joining.